Hieronymous doesn't mention it to me that night, and I don't mention it to him. Fortunately or unfortunately, the next night was the pancake supper, and I suddenly remembered why I had missed out my freshman year. I had been in a coma when it was happening last year, but married men and women were forbidden from attending since it was a courtship festival. Instead, I just sat on my bed, writing an essay on different plants found in the other world and their medicinal uses, when Hieronymous comes into the room. "Do you plan to go anywhere tonight?" he asks as he begins to disrobe for his shower. No, I don't think so," I reply. "Everyone's so busy with a pancake supper. No one's going to ditch pancakes to spend time with me." "Good. I have a surprise for you." I can't catch his expression as he disappears into the bathroom, and I wait anxiously to see what the surprise will be. I toss my essay aside and start pacing the room, waiting for him to get out. "There you are," I say as I plop back down on the end of the bed. "So what's going on? You need to tell me. You know I can't stand surprises. I hate waiting." "This is worth waiting for," Hieronymous replies as he smirks at me. "Now, go do me a favor and walk around the building twice." "What?" I ask blankly. "I need to set up the surprise," Hieronymous says. "Now go." Fine." I reach up and kiss him quickly before I head outside in only my pajamas, circling the building twice. I want to run to make the time go faster, but I don't want to rush Hieronymous either. When I finally make it back to the room, the door is slightly ajar and I see a table set with 2 plates of pancakes. They're piled high, each topped with a big mound of butter, and there are small bowls of berries, cream, and other condiments spread out in the middle of the table. "I get pancakes!" I cheer brightly as my face splits into a wide grin. "Best surprise ever!" "I didn't want you to feel as though you were missing out," he says, and I race over to the pancakes and start to devour them, much like I would imagine Virginia to. After the second pancake, however, I notice that I'm starting to get full and quickly slow down just in time to notice that Hieronymous seems to be watching me closely. "Oh no, you have that look," I say nervously. I'm starting to wonder if these pancakes came with strings attached. "No strings," Hieronymous replies simply. "I was just wondering if there was anything you wanted to talk to me about. That's all." I can't help but sigh as I put down my pancakes. As much as I liked pancakes, this was too somber a conversation to indulge in pancakes with. "Potsdam wanted to talk to you about Ellen, didn't she?" "To all of the teachers," Hieronymous says. "To be quite honest with you, Tori, I'm not sure how she wasn't expelled already." "I knew you were going to talk to me about it," I say as I shake my head. "I'm just surprised you didn't bring it up last night." "I was waiting to see if you would come to me." He doesn't sound mad, and that makes it easier. "But this isn't a conversation that we can afford not to have." "I agree," I tell him as I lean forward. "I'm worried about Ellen. I don't think she understands what she did was wrong." Hieronymous looks surprised. "And you do?" I just stare at him as my jaw drops in shock. I almost want to throw a pancake at him, but they were delicious pancakes, and they didn't deserve to suffer for Hieronymous's insensitive comment. "She told me she took pictures of magic, Hieronymus," I tell him, "of casting spells. She had the pictures developed at the mall. Tell me what part of that isn't wrong." Hieronymus holds up his hands in surrender, and that's when I realize that I'm already halfway out of my seat. I sit back down and cross my arms over my chest. "Okay, Tori, okay, you've made your point. Don't get me wrong, I am relieved. I just wanted to make sure." "She's going to get expelled," I mutter under my breath, and Hieronymus waits patiently for me to come to terms with my thoughts. "You do science, but it's different. You do science without involving technology. Ellen wants to do science, but she wants to do it her way, and she wants to use technology to record her data." I shake my head. "I'd ask you to talk to her, to try to show her a different way, but I don't think it's going to do any good." Hieronymous tilts his head to the side. Why is that? Because she doesn't understand, I say as I look up at him seriously. She doesn't understand what she did was wrong. I explained it to her, but it's like she doesn't want to hear it from me. And if she won't hear it from me, she won't hear it from a teacher. She's just so focused on... I let my voice trail off. I was worried about Ellen, sure, but I wasn't going to betray her confidence about Musette either. Is this about the mutual friend that you keep sneaking out to see? Hieronymous asks. Who is she? I can't say, I say firmly, and now Hieronymous does look angry. I need to know, Tori, he replies. You seem to have resigned Miss Middleton's fate, but if there's still another student that could benefit from a reprimand, then we have no choice but to intervene before it's too late. It's already too late, I tell him, but Hieronymous just stares at me. It's complicated. Complicated how? It just is, I say with a shrug. Look, I wasn't there, okay? Remember, I was at the hockey game, and then I was at dinner with you that night when all of this went down. I had no part in any of this. Was this person also at the hockey game? Hieronymous asks, but I just shrug again. Tori, why won't you tell me? Let me do it, I say suddenly. You're worried about the student getting expelled, right? If you're just worried about warning them, it shouldn't matter if they hear it from a student or a teacher. Hieronymous frowns at me, watching me closely. When students threaten the magical community at large, Tori, it becomes something more than a simple disciplinary issue. Teachers need to be notified to watch for signs. There are no signs, I tell him, shaking my head. This other student wasn't involved. I know this. Trust me or don't trust me, but I'm not giving you a name. So yell at me all you want. Make me feel like it'll be all my fault if something happens to Ellen because of me. Do whatever you want to do because I will not give you a name. I don't even realize I'm crying before I feel tears slipping down my face. I don't understand. Hieronymous doesn't sound mad, just perplexed. Tori, why does this matter to you so much? It's complicated, I reply through gritted teeth. My hands are shaking and I physically have to hold onto my pants legs for support. Please, why don't you trust me? Why do you hate me so much? Why can't you just trust that I'll be able to handle it? Why do you think I would hate you? Hieronymous looks completely and utterly bewildered. Nothing you're saying is making me feel any better, Tori. I need you to let me handle this on my own, I tell him through shaky tears. Please, if we really are a team like you say, you'll let me handle this. Tori, Please! I'm at the point of begging now. Please, I don't want to ruin pancake night. Hieronymous just snorts air out of his nose. Well, if you're still worried about your pancakes, then I suppose it's not that serious. I'm just asking you to trust me, I remind him. You've done it before and the world didn't end, right? Not to my knowledge, Hieronymous replies, and I can't help but giggle as I turn my attention back to my pancakes. They were a little bit cold now, but they were still pancakes. I'm an adult now, I remind him, or quickly becoming one, at any rate. At some point, the division between teacher and student has to end. I know that there's still a lot of things that I don't know, and a lot of things I still need to learn, but you can't sit over my shoulder and babysit me at every turn. You need to trust that I can make the right decisions, for me and for us. I appreciate that you're trying to get me to acknowledge your budding maturity, Hieronymous replies, but you do fail to see that when a freshman gets expelled, it creates a ripple effect through the magical community. Cases are opened that need to be investigated. Teachers are interviewed. Everyone wants to know exactly why this student failed to protect the secrets of the magical community. For freshmen, it's easy to blame it on their own ignorance or inflated sense of self-importance. For older students on the cusp of graduation, it becomes much harder. I pause for a moment. I didn't think about that. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me. Then just give me a name, Hieronymous says, but I just shake my head. I can't, I say quietly. I'm so sorry, Hieronymous, but I can't. He stares me down. You know, I was pleased to see that you were able to understand just why what Miss Middleton did was so wrong, but I can't understand why you would risk making a promise. I didn't promise anyone anything, I insist, but Ellen said it would be best not to tell, and I won't betray her confidence. Using the P word or not, I still have my honor to uphold. Even if it means getting expelled? Hieronymous asks, and I just shake my head. No one is getting expelled, I insist. Ellen is too afraid of losing her mind. And this other person? Hieronymous asks. What are they afraid to lose? I pause for a moment as I think it over. What did Musette have to lose? I can't help but gape at him as a sudden realization strikes me. He arches an eyebrow, but I'm just grinning happily to myself now. I love you, Hieronymous. Thanks for looking out for me all the time, but you won't need to worry about this anymore. I think the problem has been solved. Hieronymous just sighs. Just take care of yourself, Tori. That's all I can ask. I beam at him and happily go back to my pancakes. There were a lot of questions about what really happened to Musette, but at least this time I was pretty sure I had an answer.